Hi, I'm Ruby Lefty and you're watching Hummingbird's Kitchen. Today we'll be making...
Hi, welcome to Hummingbird's Kitchen. Today we're gonna make soy milk whole wheat bagels. Let me explain the ingredients. We're gonna use 300 grams of bread flour and 100 grams of whole wheat flour and 360 cc, which is again something between 1/3 to no, let's do this one. The 12 ounces of unsweetened soy milk, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. You can substitute this to honey. And this is 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of dried yeast. Okay, if you wonder why I'm not wearing the cap today and why I look so tired and sweaty today, because I am tired and sweaty. You know what, I wear this pedometer every day and I walk over 10,000 steps every day. You know, just average is about 12, which is not bad, right? And then I went to Shibuya today. If you know, Shibuya is very crowded. It's 37 degrees centigrade outside and as humid as a steam sauna. I walk there and I walk back. It's a good 1 hour walk and, you know, 37 degrees centigrade, just because I wanted to put more count on my pedometer. And then I came back home and I just ripped my shirt off and then look and what happened. Can you tell what happened? It was, I mean, somewhere in between it was pushed, the reset button. The reset button was pushed and it was like 85 steps. 85. Can you believe it? 85 steps walking 1 hour, and then my pedometer said I only walked even 185 steps. So I feel very depressed. I feel very, very sad. It's too hot to go out again and then walk that long. So I'm frustrated now. So I'm not going to wear my hat because it's too hot, and I'm going to make a bread, and you see why. Yes, smile is back. Now what I'm going to do is pour sugar into the soy milk and we're going to heat it up. The important thing is we don't want to boil it, because then we're going to throw the yeast afterwards and the yeast is going to die in too hot temperature. So we're going to make it just like a little warm bath. So temperature wise it's between 35 to 45, and never make it over 50, because that's the line. I understand the yeast is going to die. Okay? So now soy milk is heated up and I'm mixing so that sugar is going to be dissolved. It's a little hot, but I think it's okay. So now I put the dry yeast and we're going to leave it for a while and let it fermentate by itself. So while we're waiting for the yeast to get ready, we're just going to pour salt. Important thing is the salt is going to prevent the fermentating process, and so as whole wheat flour. So we want to cover it with bread flour. So when we're going to pour the soy milk, you'll see later, it's not going to directly touch salt nor whole wheat flour. You see yeast is bubbling quite a lot. You know, one of the great thing about using tofu or soy milk when you make bread is it really helps this bubbling process. You know, it's a great combination. It's almost ready. We're gonna pour this in, but before that, what I need personally is this one, because the counter is a little too high. So you see, I'm gonna step up and I'm gonna pour it in all at once. Yeah. So at first, the flour, you're just gonna mix the flour and soy milk part until it's gonna be ready to be knit. And you're just gonna keep kneading like this, because I'm stressed out. It's like, oh, use Stupid pedometer. Why you didn't count my every step though? I walked so much. I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. And you, stupid pedometer. Ah, yeah. Ah, stupid pedometer, stupid pedometer, stupid pedometer. Your job is to count my steps. So, just many people ask me, hey, you're baking bread by yourself, then why don't you buy the home bakery, the automatic bakery? And I say, no, thank you, because this part is most stress releasing part, and I'm baking bread just for this part. So if I give it up by letting the machine to do it, it's not fun. Okay, so when you're kneading it, not only mixing like this, but it's very important to bring it up and throw this motion. So I wasn't only doing it to blame stupid pedometer. This is actually necessary process. So you see the dough is getting smoother, and it's easier to make it in one big ball. I'm trying to make it that way. Okay, so now it's a little bit soft dough, but you see it's one ball like this, and you start seeing the gluten is nicely forming. So I'm out of breath. You did that process about 10 to 15 minutes, and then put it back in. So if you're familiar with bread making, you usually let it stay until it's going to expand to the double size, and then get rid of the gas and let it rest for about 10 minutes, which is called bench time, and then divide into the shape you want to actually bake, and then let it set again. But because we use the soy milk, the fermentation process goes much quicker than the water and sugar, and this is summer, so it's much hotter. So I'm not gonna take those two processes. I'm just gonna make the shape now and then let it rest. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is just roughly make 8 doughs and make bagel shapes. So after dividing the dough, you make the bagel shape like this, and you need the a cooking sheet cut like this, and then put it on. Why you're not gonna make one spread sheet is I'm gonna explain later. Okay? So how you're gonna make the bagel shape? Many people have a different preferences, but what I like is simply, it's like plain Play-Doh. Simply making this kind of shape, and then go and meet end. Some people prefer to make those shape like this and put the hole in the middle and doing like this. This is fine too. I tried this sometimes, but somehow I like to see the shape of the end meats when it's baked, so I don't usually do that. Okay, so you make enough space between each dough, and you spray the water generously because we really don't want dough to get dry. And you use any kind of plastic or whatever, the cover, to prevent it's gonna get dry. I use this cheap plastic, and then leave this thing in a warm place, not too hot, not too cold. It's about 30 degrees centigrade until it's gonna balloon. So now we left it by the window for 20 minutes. You can see it's nice and big now. So it's bagel, so we have to go through the process called Kettling, which is you boil the dough in the boiling water for a very short time. The important thing is you're not going to really boil like this, because you don't want to have dough to bump into each other. So when it starts getting boiling, what you're going to do is You know, I happen to have molasses, so I'm going to use molasses today. But it can be honey or sugar or yeah, honey, sugar, or molasses. Well, actually, you don't have to put anything in. This only gonna put extra brown color on bagel, but this is really cosmetic. It's nothing practical. And please make sure you preheat the oven. It has to be completely ready by the time we finish kettling. We can't really let the dough wait a minute or two outside. So please make sure before you start boiling the water, you start preheating the oven. Ta-da! The reason why instead of using one sheet, I cut the cooking sheet is because if you put it in one sheet, when you're gonna put it in for the kettling, you basically get the gas out, and then dough is gonna shrink, and we don't want to do that. So what we're gonna do now is we carefully lift it up and bring it like this. Or you can use this one. I never thought about it. You can put it in. Oh no, I can't. Forget about it. So going like this. So the water needs to be very hot, but not really boiling hard, you know. After boiling one side about 30 seconds, you carefully turn it and then do the other side 30 seconds too. So now you boiled 30 seconds both sides, so you put it back. And after boiling, we really don't want to wait too long, so actually this is a bit tricky because we couldn't boil 8 bagels at once, but we're going to do it as quick as possible. So quickly, we're going to put it in the oven. And then so I'm going to put it actually 190 in 15 minutes. Okay, it's nice and brown now. See? So, this is it. Hey, I hope you enjoyed today's Hummingbird's Kitchen, and I hope you enjoyed finding out the other side of Ruby Lefty today. You know, actually by smashing and hitting the dough, I'm still very tired, but I feel much better. That's the great thing about cooking. It's so stress releasing. So I hope you feel the same way by trying the menu I'm introducing in my channel. And please comment and subscribe. Bye bye.